watch. Sorry about that. So we're in a new spot today. We got the new studio, so forgive the setting being different than usual. But we got Lush One and we got ILLMAC in the motherfucking house, y'all.
Hey there, y'all.
What's good?
Alright, looks like it's working this time.
Hey there, y'all.
So, we're on the tail end of the GTX event. How do you feel, Lush? You should feel good, man.
Very grateful. I think gratitude's the prevailing emotion. The fact that I'm well aware of the fact that this grind time movement, this GTX thing means so much to so many people. And it's something that a lot of people were aware that they needed, and something that a lot of other people weren't aware that they needed, that just the overall landscape of the culture needed added to it. And it's been an incredible honor just to see it all unfold. Disaster Direct, myself and everybody else are just really grateful to God and all of y'all for being a part of it, and this opportunity to reclaim what we started and give it a facelift for the new era and help redefine the entire face of the culture. I mean, it's lit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's really dope. Grind time set the tone for leagues, in general, so everything's full circle. Moving into a space too of like independence and, artists, battlers, taking their independence back, and ownership is a theme in general, like in the popular zeitgeist. And so this seems just perfectly seated and kind of going with the current trend of, the art space in general.
1000%. It's very timely, and people saying it's the dopest event of the year and all that shit thus far, which is a really, beyond what I was even anticipating. But we really went to great lengths to help curate a great experience for the battlers, for the people that were attending it live. We wanted to feel different than anything else, and then the people watching at home. We went to great lengths with Avocado to make sure that we're cultivating a whole different energy for the pay-per-view and taking into account a lot of different variables that
you'll see.
Yeah, and when the actual videos come out, that's a whole new layer to it. And
let's go.
And then the initial drop with Red Bulls, doing some numbers. So, I mean,
you couldn't even see the GoPro cams that you had on the battlers, to where the idea that you guys have of making it interactive, where as you're watching the YouTube video you can click to the different perspectives is fucking sick.
They'll see.
You can see Assassino's nostril, the perspective of Assassino's nostrils.
It's like the lyrical version of VR porn.
Yeah, that's it. Lyrical VR porn. Yeah, that's it. And
it's really
POV.
Yeah.
What was some of your favorite moments of the event, Lush? Because it was such a fucking cool thing you guys pulled off, during the
We guys.
Yeah, well, I didn't do this. I didn't book Diz and Assassino. I didn't do any of that. So when that was happening, a lot of people were going into that battle. It was go one or two ways. It could be really good or really bad.
Right.
And I remember when it started, I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is so cool.
Well, there's so much that went into it. It almost didn't happen for so many reasons. We literally had to hire a high-powered, through our entertainment lawyer, hire a high-powered immigration lawyer, and would go to great lengths to ensure that he got an O1, Assassino got an O1 visa, which is it's the same visa that Bad Bunny or Ricky Martin, or you have to be a top shelf star to even qualify for this visa. So we needed to get letters from Universal and Puma and Red Bull typed in English, and it was this whole arduous process that was, so the fact that we actually made it happen. And I was the day before when he flew out, when immigration had him hemmed up for an hour and a half, which is typical when a visa like that's going through. But I was we were walking on pins and needles. It was so, and I definitely couldn't have done it if we couldn't have done it if I wasn't sober. I'll tell you that.
Oh, dude, 100%.
But my favorite moment of the entire event was when the crowd started chanting "disaster."
Yeah, that was
because
fun.
it was like, you know,
end of the second round.
Yeah, like how he
did it.
won them over,
Yeah.
and like that right there was like the culmination of all of our work for so long.
Yeah, that was cool. That showed like a community that like wasn't there before. You know,
Yeah.
like, you bridged this huge gap
Right.
that nobody's been able to do. You know, I saw an interview recently with Clips. 15 Minutes of Fame. Uncle Rob was like, "How does it feel being the most viewed battle rapper ever?" And Clips was like, very modest. He's like, "In America, I'm the most viewed."
Yeah.
He's like, "Not in the world," because there's these other countries that have these battle rappers that are like far more viewed than American. So you actually bridge that gap. In
Well,
a way that's never been
and
done.
the thing is this, like, not to take anything away from Oxymoron and the Russian scene, but the fact that this is with Latin America,
Exactly.
and
Which is
you know,
in LA too.
in LA, and what
Yeah.
that means to what Chicano culture means to the city of Los Angeles
Yeah,
that I grew up in.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like the grossly overlooked contributions of Latinos to hip hop culture,
Exactly.
when these are the people that, along with black people, literally from the foundation, were built this and created this culture,
Yeah.
and have kind of been forced and relegated to being like outsiders in their own home. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
so like to me, like I have a great affinity for like Latino hip hop, and to be able to bridge that gap is it's more powerful to me than like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's dope that Europe and all corners of the world are affected by hip hop, but it's kind of still, that's like on an interpretive outsider perspective. So it's like, I look at this very differently.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like I wasn't gonna be a fucking Nazi about the bootlegs. So yeah, the video right now has 750,000, but it really has well into the millions because there's multiple bootlegs that are with 6-figure views. But I saw these motherfuckers filming, going live. I'm not,
Dude, there's no way. Okay, dude, in that situation, it's like there's no way to stop any of that shit from
No.
happening.
Well,
because I was watching it all.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't yell over 400 people.
No.
You know, and you're not gonna be like, "Hey, you, put down your camera." They're gonna look at you and be like, "Make me."
Right.
And they might not even speak English at that point, you know? And what are you gonna do? Get over there somehow and make them stop? I saw hella people filming. They're just like, "You just gotta."
Yeah, go ahead, bro. It's
Yeah.
fine. And the greatest thing about it to me is the fact that at the end of the day, these people spent a grip of dough in a currency that's worth way less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To come out here to fly, like a lot of them like flew internationally for it, and then a lot of them flew from different parts of America,
Yeah.
and like the juxtaposition. What saved the event 100%, and I'll just put this out there for anybody else, was the time of day we did it, which was very methodical, doing it earlier in the day, and the number one thing was we weren't serving
Exactly.
alcohol.
That was the big thing.
Because if them motherfuckers was all drunk in there,
That would have been chaos.
yeah, well, there would have been fights, there would have been like all
During
kinds of
Diz and Alcazino, like before it, it would have been fucking brutal.
Fools would have been throwing Modelo kids, like, yeah, would have been some other shit, dude, like, you know, and I've never thrown an event where nobody complained. People like, sure, a couple people snuck by, but for the most part, the VIPs had VIP, you know, you got what your money's worth. Everyone was fucking psyched, you know, everyone got the meet and greet and the autographs afterwards. It was, everyone, like all the other rappers on the card, like people were talking about, Geechee and Verb got battles. His battle was sandwiched between 2 other weeks of battling. He had Frack the week before, and he has Jazz the following week, you know, this weekend.
Yeah.
And he had an amazing performance.
Yeah.
People were doubting Verb for the same thing. He had an amazing, it's the best Verb we've seen in years.
Verb is
Yes.
great.
You know, like people are taking this platform. GTX is now like a destination in battle rap culture on our first event.
Yeah.
Red Bull sponsorship, No Jumper Media partnership, like
big.
on our first event, and all the rappers, everyone wants to be on this platform now.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Matt Myra and Chef Trez, like these dudes are like stars on the rise on this platform. Saint
Matt
did
Myron was so good.
he was amazing. The way he played to the crowd, like, let me get a piece of this. Like, everyone did so incredibly and really like gave it their full effort. And you know, once we get ILLMAC on there, we'll be cemented. So
That's on the Rap Off GTX collab event
where
we debut Peanut Butter versus Jelly.
Wait for it.
That's the co-headline battle. It's Peanut Butter versus Jelly on the.
Yeah, Mike couldn't need that.
No, it was an incredible event. I showed up. I was a little late, but I caught like a bunch of the battles and the vibe. I was saying this before the stream, but like the vibe definitely was giving like Battle of the Bay, like. From the Grind Time logo being in the mix to just the vibe in the building.
People were taking pictures from Battle of the Bay 5, and there's a picture of the crowd of Battle of the Bay 5 with Diz battling, and then from the Prelude, and they put them together, and like the way it looks, and there's a picture of me and Plex hosting, like in the same position as me making the same face from 2009 to now, and it's just
so
like
cool.
Having Plex and Jax there, and Clean, people wanted to doubt Clean that he did great.
He killed it. That was a real good battle. Clean had a great performance.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did.
And I heard it was like in the midst of the battle, like kind of in between his lines, like him look at one of his folks and he's like, "Oh, I know this is an away game."
Yeah, yeah.
And then later when Diz was battling, I was like, I looked at, I don't remember, like Chase at the source. I'm like, this is an away game for Diz in LA.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this is an away game for our guy here at the crib.
And that's why I was very methodical about certain little details that a lot of people probably wouldn't emphasize. Like, for example, when I was introducing them, I introduced Assassino first. Because if I had done Diz first, and then I introduced Assassino, everyone, it would have like drowned, his star power would have drowned Diz out. So I had to let motherfuckers know, nah, this is an away game for you. You're in LA right now. You're in GTX. This is our house. Diz is the headliner. You feel me? Like, and they wound up fucking going nuts for him too. So.
Bro, if you tuned into the stream, I don't know, it might have been cut away or what, but in between battles at some point earlier in the day, Assassino walked in just to walk in to like go get some water or something.
Yeah.
Not walking to the ring, not anything, just walking in, and the whole crowd just went crazy and started chanting his name. Like hundreds of people just for him to come and be like, go get some shit and like walk out.
And this is a freestyle battler. You feel me? Like that's that shows like the fervor created over him. Like he's like fucking Chalino to like, you know what I mean? He's a national treasure. Yeah. And he's a fucking freestyle battler. Like that shows just how powerful that culture is. Like,
it was so dope, man. It was so fucking tight. You should feel very good about what you.
We should, and it's amazing. Like, I feel like you were in rare form. I feel like you put an extra level of love into the production. Like,
I feel like we just work good together at this point.
No,
it's like I felt like neither one of us was thinking about each other.
Right.
We're just the event was just going
Trust.
on.
Yeah, the trust is there. 1,000. I mean, and I guess it's on the heels of not only have we've been doing this for fucking 15 years together, but this past 2 years we've worked closer than we ever have, and like we're actually on the road together, fucking shared hotel rooms and all that shit. So like, you feel me? Like, you know, you wore my dirty socks. No, I'm just playing.
They were clean.
Cleanish.
And I think that camaraderie shown through, and even like not just with you, but the whole Ruin Your Day team. Yeah. The Hammertons and Clay and Levi.
Yeah, Clayton did really, really, really good. The filming of Diz and Assassino was like very, very good.
I watched him become a man in front of my eyes.
Literally.
On that camera.
Literally.
Sprouted a patch of hair right here. I was like, oh shit.
Next time he's like, can we get the Dana Dolly? I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah.
That shoulder rig on.
Is that a mustache, Clayton?
Yeah. You mean
fucking sick.
You remember what I call the Dana Dolly? The lazy Clayton.
So amazing. But yeah, everybody did hella good. Phenomenal event. Can't wait for the releases. We filmed.
He didn't wear my fucking socks. I'm just playing.
We filmed. It was kind of crazy. We filmed it on like the Red, as we do with all events, and then we filmed it on the camera that I filmed Grind Time with.
Exclusive.
Oh yeah, I haven't said that publicly. Okay, whatever. So
No,
yeah,
I wanted them to hear that.
yeah, I guess nobody really know that on the official release, but that's just cool
Right.
for like us.
Yeah.
So I used the camera I filmed Grind Time with, and then we filmed
On film.
on actual film, which
Yeah.
has never been done before. Luckily GTX can make it happen because it's really
Well, yeah.
fucking
I was
expensive.
like, what the fuck do you want to do, bro? What's
Yeah.
gonna make you excited about
That's
this?
sick.
And like, that's what Avo wanted.
That's
So
hella
we're gonna
fire.
spare no expense to limit his creativity. Like, you know what I mean?
Let's
Like, we'll do what we
go.
have to do to make sure that this fool could have fun with it. And,
Yeah, it was fucking great. I can't wait to see what that shit looks like and get these battles out to you guys.
Homie was filming it. The dude Max was filming it. Looked like he's cranking up the old Model T Ford. Like, it was like.
He was filming with one of those joints where you'd like, and it's like different, like
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
Fucking,
yeah.
Where you pull the little
Yup.
lever. What is it? You like look up to the light.
Viewfinder.
Viewfinder.
The viewfinder.
Yeah. And it's just like.
Dude, because me having older brothers that are like 10 and 12, your older brother's a few years older than you.
I
Like,
don't have older.
you're younger brother. Yeah. My
My
brother's
little brother's 8 years older than, or younger than me.
Okay, yeah. My brothers are 12 and 14 years older than me, so like I grew up with their leftover toys from the 70s.
Yeah.
So I had like an actual viewfinder. And
I had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little red one. I had like
Yeah.
Goofy,
Yeah,
like
it's
Mickey
like
Mouse.
the
and
slides.
stuff.
Yeah.
But now when it comes out, it's tight. You'll be able to see Diz and fucking see, like Diz like. Wielding invisible sword, changing his shirt,
Around.
Yeah.
Just an excuse to take the shirt off. Pretty much.
Yeah. That's part of the merch package coming out with the footage, you know what I mean? Is the shirtless Diz viewfinder.
The Diz action.
That's what this camera is.
The Diz action figure you can for sure it's like changeable shirts.
Yeah.
100%.
Degenerative trait.
Yeah, 1,000.
Fire.
But yeah, good stuff.
What's up, Chudda?
Yo, what's up, Chase? This is my new house, dog. This is the new studio, dude. Should have fucking came, bro.
Yeah, right down the street.
Yeah, it's
I
right
didn't
down the
even
street.
invite him.
Oh well, you can still come.
He lost passion.
It's 15
He
minutes
lost the
away,
passion
dude.
for battle rap.
But yeah, this is the new studio, so it should look better. It's like I just.
I've always lived in the hood, low key.
Yeah, high key. All right, so today we're gonna watch Rap Off. We're gonna watch every cartoon from Rap Off, which is 4. We're gonna watch every battle and a freestyle. So 3 battles and a freestyle from Rap Off. Is there anything you wanna say beforehand? Like I feel like we've done this, but anything else you wanna expand on?
Yeah, I mean, basically in celebration of our mint going live on the website rapoff.xyz, like we haven't actually done a while. I've always been like saving it, and I'm like, to get everybody who's been part of it on. I'm like, there's so many different people that contribute, even if we get, people who voice characters like Diz and Hollow and then animator, and then there's other teams, the storyboard. There's just so many people that I'm like, it'd be great. We got the constant, Lush is a part of, 3 out of 4, like all the battles hosts, obviously,
family,
all the
man.
battles, you know what I mean? So I figured it'd be the perfect opportunity to go through, watch them. And then also, I want to break down some of the bars, especially when you get into, we have new audiences tuning in to Rap Off, aside from watch, that maybe have seen the cartoons and they don't get all the like entendres and aren't battle savvy. But then we also have, maybe people watching who are battle savvy that don't get some of the CryptoPunk versus Board 8 complexities. So I think like being able to go through and break some of that down would be fire.
And I think a lot of people are getting educated in the people from the battle rap scene have like been so much more educated on the Web3 space through the Rap Off. You know what I mean? Like,
I've also had like one thing that I've been pleasantly surprised with, like, and we'll get to this, obviously when we watch Board 8 versus CryptoPunk, but one thing in general that I've been pleasantly surprised with is like by the battle rap community really fucking with that battle specifically and being like, and they actually seeing the bars for what they are, you know? When you say those 3 letters, NFT in general, people like, like have a like, you know, visceral reaction.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because the prison military industrial complex is fucking mainstream media is feeding you lies, bro. But for whatever preconception, with whatever preconception, you know what I mean? People get it because we took care to make sure that, you know, we got, just like with all the other battles, starting with Ketchup Mustard, our mantra was always, we're going to include battle rap Easter eggs throughout this thing, that if you get what we're doing and what we're referencing, it's bonus points. But if you don't, it's still fire. And we tried to do that same thing with Bored Ape vs. CryptoPunk and the tech references. It's like, if you get that shit, it's fire. But if not, you're still getting punchlines.
But isn't that every battle in general, really, if you think about it? And,
totally.
And the thing is, like, Web3 and a lot of people's adverse reactions to it, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that in order to indulge, like, at this point, less than 5% of the world owns cryptocurrency. Less than 1% of the world, way less than 1% of the world owns an NFT at this point. So you really have to have a pioneering spirit to even want to engage and indulge in this. And what that does is that attracts a lot of fucking janky motherfuckers that are trying to come up. But it also attracts a lot of people that are original and think outside the box and are fearless. And I think that, you know, both of us, but you in particular, really fall into that category, the latter. And I've known you for 20 years now, and you are the type of person, when you get interested in something, you fully immerse yourself. You learn it inside out, good, bad, and ugly. And I've seen you over the past couple of years, like the level of passion you have for Web 3.0 really shines through in this project. And like, you did it first with cartoons, and like when you were first conceiving these cartoons, there was no ambition. I don't even think there was the thought of Web 3.0 was even in your stratosphere at that point. But like,
it's just, I knew what I wanted to do was like filtering all the like things we love about battle rap into a cartoon and characters that could be more universal. Because, you know, like I've said this before, but the things that we all kind of talk about, that some of the things that hold battle rap like back a little bit from, you know, mainstream, and or when it is mainstream, it's like this kind of bastardized, watered down version. Like, I was like, if we can just make the characters universal, but then the writing still be the level that it would be in a real battle, that is the magic, you know. And it was kind of like learning as we went, but we struck that chord out the gate, I think, with Ketchup Mustard. Like, that is, we all know there's no lore that you have to research with Ketchup Mustard. It's all there. So if we can strike that chord, but still write from the perspective of, you know, of like, if these characters were really battling in modern battle rap times, this is the material or the level of material that they'd have. And that was the beginning. But the whole time I thought, I don't want this just to be a show. Like, where I see it evolving to is having these characters all have their own social media and like creating what we see in battle rap, in the battle rap community, but in cartoon form. Amazing. To where the people are calling each other out on social media, but it's animated. You know what I mean?
Stay on the glizzy, but you dripping off the buns. Like,
and like low key, that's some like metaverse
stay with
shit,
the glizzy.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't realize it until now, seeing like how we could make it interactive. But yeah, it's definitely evolved. It's an evolving.
So like, I saw you fully immerse yourself in the world of animation and like learn so much about that, and then the whole production aspect and like learning how to actually get a show sold and monetized, and like all the different elements that comprises. And then I seen you do the same thing with Web3 afterwards. So
yeah,
I think it really shines through.
We've done, you know, 4 wrap-off cartoons, but in the midst of all that, like 2021, 2020, like in the span of a year alone, like I worked on over 20-something cartoons, rap cartoons that got put out.
Have you ever talked about that?
I haven't really delved into it, but like, you know, my partner now with Rap Off in Web3 space, Bo Lewis, founder of Rhyme Combinator, he's now partnered with me on this, you know, Rap Off as well. But we touched bases, basically Frack made that introduction, and we worked on a bunch of cartoons like Reagan versus Trump, like, you know, Trump freestyle, like COVID battling.
The Joe Biden fly thing.
Yeah. The Mike Pence and the vice president battle, all these things that could like have millions and millions of views, and like we kind of created a pipeline. Like that was me kind of being hired on, you know what I mean? But learned so much about efficiency and the production pipeline that
those cartoons are not
coming back to
me.
Rap. No, not at all. And then coming back to Rap Off, like the most prepared I've ever been in diving into this space also. So it's like, you know, been prepared, slowly preparing for what we're doing now with getting Rap Off fully, you know, gas in the tank and ready to go for years. It's been a process of learning, and yeah.
I have a question. So, and this is random, man, it popped in my head because he's in the chat right now, but the beat that Chase made, like, which is for the theme song of the Rap Off, like, was that like made methodically for the show? Is he like, like make something kind of cartoony, like? Yeah,
we were in the studio, and I think it was, we had already done Ketchup vs. Mustard and stuff, and we're like, theme music, and he was going through different sounds, and we're like, he was going through a bunch of different things. I don't remember if it's like history revisionist in my mind, if I was like, oh, what if it was like some choir sounds, or if he just said that and we're, you know, but he like just found that sound of, and I was like, he like knocked it out in like seconds. I was like, that's it.
And it's funny because that's like the sound that at that time was what, 2018? What, that sound was in every Sacramento gangster rap beat. Like there was like that. It was like there'd be like a choir stab, and all like the Mozzie beats, and then like you know, it was like there's always like a certain sound that's popular at the time, and that was like right now the past couple of years it's been like the Akira like. Wing, wow, wow, you know what I mean? Like that voice, that little vocal stab has been really popular the past couple years. And all like the Stockton beats and shit, like it's been popping. But before it was that like wire stab. So it's like funny that wind up being the
That's funny.
Yeah, he said made that in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, Chase know what I'm talking about.
And he was like, he told me to make like some epic West Coast beat, and then I remember he just hit that sound, and like it was like the first note damn near that he hit, like I was like,
that's it.
That's fucking it, and he just like knocked it out immediately.
Damn.
And I totally want to do something to like have a song made, but I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, we gotta get like, you know. That's like, so we gotta get something iconic on that, you know what I mean? But that he killed that, and you know, me and Chase it's really him doing it all, but together we do like all the sound design as well, you know. He definitely is the technical. I like prepare sounds before, sometimes like send him links like, yo, this sound, because I'll like go through when I have just the audio and like find different sounds for different things throughout. And you know, there's a lot more to it than you just would think off top, because there's rapping and it's not the most intensive shit, you know what I mean? But like adding a lot of little things like the pixel, we'll get into that, but like little things really adds to it, and it's evolved.
The foresight too, like to know the end product, and that's different than like any other like filmmaking thing. Like animation is like, it's all fleshed out ahead of time. You know, it's like you record sound first, it sounds locked, and then you go to animation. A lot of people don't
what's
know
funny
that.
is we've kind of done both. Where, like, yes, the animation is like we can't
you
do anything.
Fine tweaks of sound.
Like we can't do anything to like the lines or like anything timing wise. Yeah. But then once we see the animation, we'll add like, oh, those steps right there. Oh, that thing. Like,
sound design.
There'll be things that I see that I'm like, okay, I didn't even picture it like that, but that's perfect. Let's add sound for that, you know?
Hell yeah. All right.
So ketchup versus mustard is the beginning. That was, we're wrap off in this session. We had like ketchup versus mustard, dog versus cat, Android versus iPhone. There was like, I wrote down a whole bunch of ideas and we're like, we gotta start with peanut butter versus jelly was another one. I was like, we gotta start with ketchup versus mustard. And I was like, I want like an East Coast, like conceited / Cassidy type style for mustard. And like, this isn't like a trolling or joke or anything, but I was like, I could picture like an M&M-y like ketchup, right? And in my mind, like I had wrote some ketchup bars that were like almost parody M&M-ish. And then we were thinking, I don't remember whose suggestion it was, if it was my idea or your idea or even Chase's, but was like, Diz, what about Diz? I'd like to take credit for it. I'm not, it's been so long, I have a terrible memory. But I asked him, and that wasn't because of the Eminem comparison or anything. I was just like, big personality, you know? And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. And, so we all got
made perfect sense
there, and we wrote it in a little session,
Yep. And I even like, for like the other ones, it was like more of a, at least the two most recent ones, it was like a collaborative effort on my intros, but like that first one, I'm pretty sure I did the whole intro myself. Like, and you guys might have helped edit it and stuff, but there's definitely some drugs involved.
All right, shall we watch this?
Yeah, let's go.
Ketchup versus you guys gotta put your headphones on.
Oh yeah.
Check. Is the audio good for y'all? Check. Lush, you good?
Yep.
Alrighty. Let me know if the battle is too low.
Oh yeah, so before we even go there too, like, shout out to Andres Salaf. The story, I've told it before, but behind even connecting with the animator was like a real, I don't know if it's
a cool story,
Nick, or a coincidence, but I had hit up I just literally searched on Instagram animation, just animation, and 3 people came up, or not 3 people came up, a million obviously, but the top 3 I hit up with messages like, hey, I want to do like a battle rap cartoon. I'm this artist, I don't know, maybe here's a link to a battle of mine or something. And one of them hit back is a different style where he animates like limbs and mouths and eyes onto actual things. And then Andres hit me, and the message was like, yo, ILLMAC, like, what the fuck? I'm a huge battle fan since Scribble Jam, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, this is the guy. You know what I mean? And he had at that time been working on, this is before he worked on like Big Mouth, but he had done like Adventure Time and like Regular Show. But more importantly, he was already a battle fan.
Yeah, 3 great cartoons too. That's not just like
for real.
Like
it's
3
cartoons for sure.
Yep.
I agree. Sober Lush is the GOAT. All right, let's get into it. Wrap off ketchup versus mustard. This is what started it all, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Rap-Off Battle League, and I'm your host, the kid who always gets it cracking, whether cooling in the fridge or up in the mix in your kitchen cabinet. Your player partner, Baking Soda! We got a crazy flavor clash today between 2 of the sauciest condiments in history. On my left-hand side, I'm in the refrigerator! Ooh. And on my right-hand side, player partner, who is you? It's your boy,
If I was sound designing this today, because I've learned so much, when you say baking soda, I would have put a crowd reaction.
Oh yeah,
I always wanted to do that, and then
they need to all
it
be
just
saying
didn't fit. You know what I mean? But and at this time we weren't doing custom reaction tracks yet, which we ended up, you know, we've been doing. But bro was at the event, and oh boy, and I was like, I told him, I was like, "You're milk, bro," and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Nothing." I was like,
it's amazing. Well, if that was really your boy, he'd be way closer to the front. Spilling.
Yeah. I love after Diz introduces himself, you go, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. That was funny. It's so random.
We always laughed at that.
I love how the baking soda like fold down thing too is like a bill of the
his hat. And in your ear.
And it's like
thing that
I used to wear the fucking
bandana.
I used to put the bandanas under my hat.
Yeah. And it's part of his look. Baking soda.
So good, dog.
I'm in the refrigerator! Ooh, and on my right-hand side, player partner, who is you? It's your boy, Mustard. You must heard what...
Well, how come I'm just now noticing Grey Poupon is he flipping the camera off?
Yeah, he is.
I definitely didn't notice that. It might be like the label too.
Oh yeah.
That might be like how it looks, the actual, you know, because Drace will do that with the way cans look, you know what I mean? So there might be like a random design on the Grey Poupon thing, but that's funny to think about. Something that became a theme that happens in the later cartoons too, but there's hella comments pointing out, is that you say, on my left-hand side, ketchup, who is you?
Yeah.
But it's your right-hand side, and then you say, on my right-hand side, the Mustard who's on your left. And what that was is like, we obviously did the audio way ahead of time.
Yep.
And the artist's like, Andre's like,
nah, man, we
feel
did
like
that.
ketchup needs to be on this
We did that on purpose, dog. It's an Easter egg.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we talked early. I was like, oh, he does this. He's like, it's funny, keep
it's screen right. It makes sense.
And he's like,
from a viewer perspective.
Yeah, and he's like, keep it. He's like, Andy's hella high, it looks like. And so then we purposely did it on dog versus cat as well. Like, okay, we gotta have him point to the wrong
You're
side.
dealing with drug addicts here. It's a spiritual malady.
Yeah.
Player partner, who is you? It's your boy, Mustard. You must heard what it is. French's game. Free my man Butter doing life in the box. Let's go.
I love how the trajectory of Butter.
Butter's a star and hasn't uttered a
Free
single
my man
word
Butter
yet.
doing life.
Incredible.
The myth. Yeah, like,
we know who the alpha. We know who alpha in that cell is.
Totally. Who holds whose pocket?
A good cell, he sleeps on his belly.
It's in the box. Let's go. Yo, in hindsight, Mustard has an ugly
out
color.
the gate. In hindsight and Heinz.
Nick Hyams.
That's a triple.
Let's go.
That's just out the gate already. You know what I just realized reaching to is like I'm on a different side. This is the beginning of a new chapter, maybe.
I know.
Now maybe this is my side.
I don't like this side though.
Yeah?
I don't like being so close to the chat. I like not being able to see the chat.
I know. I feel like
it's like hella but maybe I'll squint less.
I'm all about the chat, baby.
A life in the box. Let's go. Yo, in hindsight, Mustard has an ugly color. I'll take Mustard's musty mother and uppercut her through the upper cupboard. I'll run your cousin and your brother through the onion cutter. You belong in the dessert section next to the fluffy custard because you're sweet as honey mustard. Look at Dijon and horseradish looking like Dumb and Dumber. You guys probably each other.
The boil, like the eyes, that's called a boil, but they're like, shaking. It's so good, and it's the thick eyebrows, eyebrows too. Like,
I love it.
One thing to point out too is like ketchup just characteristically a Diz just comes out the gate, right?
Yeah.
And even like the facial expressions and the boils, like it's called a boil or whatever, I think, when it's like yeah. But there wasn't drafts of this. Like he sent an animatic that was the version of this that I'm like, yep. And then he sent this animation and I looked at him like, oh my God, perfect. Let's put it out next week. Yeah. There was nothing where I was like, oh, he should do this or what, like, because Andres just got battle rap to where all the nuances and how they should move. And he told me he takes angles throughout that he's like, this is like one of Avo's angles, you know.
Even the thumbnail, he copied the thumbnails I used to do for URL. Like the font is the same font.
It's incredible.
Like, yeah, it's super fire.
Inspired.
And the way like Diz had to get to it even quicker because this is such a, you know, you can't like have a
I was like, Diz,
45-second setup.
Rounds, bro. And he's like, just unlimited. Yeah. I was like, bro, it's a cartoon.
I remember when we recorded it, it sounded dope, but it wasn't like something was kind of missing. And then as soon as we sped it all up,
like pitched it up.
Yeah, pitched it up. It was like, yeah, that's it.
Yep, exactly. Bring it to the cartoon world a little bit.
Deshaun and Horseradish looking like Dumb and Dumber. You guys probably f*** each other. And since you run with butter, my toast will never jam like your buddy Smucker. Everybody yo, get hoes.
Hey, free butter though. He's got the lush ad libs. Like one thing, even on Dog vs. Cat, that are like be hella subtle. Like that's what he would say at that moment.
Even in a CryptoPunk, shout out gun titles.
Shout out gun titles. Rest in peace.
In your leather jacket, get the ratchet. Something squirting if I see ketchup packet and rip his top open like a ketchup packet. You be with the French fries, tater tots. I be on sandwiches in the spread. Translation, you small potatoes, and I'm out here getting to the bread. Yo,
that should have had more crowd reaction, dog.
Yeah, I slept on that.
You be with the French fries, tater tots. I'll be on sandwiches in the spread. Translation, you small potatoes. I'm out here getting to the bread. Come on, bro. They were sleeping on the bar.
I feel like I remember when you recorded it, like you had like, am I tripping or had you like just got over a cold or something?
Nah, I had lost my voice. Like,
but it sounded really good like that.
That's why I'm like, get the ratchet. Like, we pitched it up, but like my voice was barely there. It was like raspy.
I remember that.
Kind of cutting out, but it kind of worked with the almost like whiny-ish tone that I was going for. You know what I mean?
Was f***ing ass. Straight up mustard gas. Yo, I'm seeing tons of cash. Ask lettuce. I'm getting green like the Hulk. See, I'm a seasoned veteran in here. You seasoned with salt. Don't think that I won't swing. Even the exit here came to see you get yoked. So you better try to concentrate like orange juice. What is that? Cause you about to get beat to a pulp.
Shout out to Two-Head, who was asleep in the studio. And we just woke him up. Yo, we need a cameo. And he's like, huh? We just need you to be like, what's that? And he was like hella tired out of it. We pressed record. He's like, what's that? And we just started dying. One take from like still like eyes wide shut, like and just one take that I'm like, go. So goated.
What's that? Cause you about to get beat to a pulp. You used to be that guy. Now Sriracha the one. I try to coach ketchup. Cause I got the sauce and buns. Quit banging with Prego. Reppin' pasta. That'll get you shot in the slums. Hey, yo, tomato. Yes, sir. That's how you talk to your son.
Not the
so many inside battle references right there. I mean, this whole thing is just seeping with them. But the Verb third versus Hitman, even the Lush, and there it is when he steals it.
Yeah,
so many good ones.
I had in the Discord, we like watched this, just me and a few of folks from the community or whatever, and like I played the Verb round that inspired that part. You know what I mean?
Best round.
It's like an iconic round, you know what I mean? And even the camera angle during it comes from it's almost it makes you feel like he's talking to you as a child. You know what I mean?
Everything about that is, I was thinking about that the other day about how crazy that even happened.
That
he had that round.
We were speculating, we're just like, I mean, I know this has been a conversation, but we're just like, okay, to unpack it before we even get into this, that is directly, if you don't know, referencing, I'm sure most people here do, but is referencing a Verb versus Hitman, an iconic battle. I didn't even realize this was in 2012. It's been a decade. Like that seems like it was just a few years ago. Like it seems old and not that old at the same time.
Yeah, that makes
you know
sense.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's stood the test of time.
It's crazy to think that a lot of people nowadays might not even be privy to that reference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, they're like, Averb sucks.
Or like that.
What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, he honestly has probably the most epic moment in battle rap, period. Like that third and like him having a whole angle about Hitman's upbringing and then saying, and then calling out to Hitman's dad who was there. Hitman's dad answers.
Says, yes sir.
Like participates in his round.
And then says, that's how you talk to your...
So
like,
crazy.
It was...
Imagine if he didn't. Imagine
building.
if Big Gerald didn't say, yes sir.
Yeah.
It still hits,
Still
I think,
works.
but
Yeah.
not like that.
Yeah.
Like people on stage turning around, like
Yeah.
the whole venue shut
So
down.
crazy.
One of the biggest reactions we've ever seen, and it's just such an effective, like, it doesn't matter what happened at any point in that battle. Hitman could have like been ahead by miles those first 2 rounds. That battle was over at that moment. You know what I mean?
I remember hearing about that and being like, oh, Verb like said something to Hitman's dad in the third, and then like he answered back, and I'm like, there's no way that happened. I'm like, this sounds so fake.
And
you know?
it's like, did he, you know, was there collusion?
Yeah.
Or was he betting that that Gerald would say something?
Yeah, I think Verb is just really smart.
Was it a happy accident and he had it planned and then he happened to be there? Like, there's so many layers of like how much of it in either way goes into the category of what we call a God moment.
100%. And keeping in mind that like Hitman and Verb are good friends, so he might have told him Pop's gonna be there.
Yeah,
and then he was
or
like,
he just knows that you know he's gonna come, whatever.
Right.
It was crazy, iconic. So yeah, to be
I don't think Big
like,
Gerald's been at too many battles since then.
to pay homage to that in this, I just, you know, it makes complete sense. What's the funniest like haymaker for ketchup? Like tomato. Yeah. That's how you talk to yourself.
It was amazing.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
And he was even
Shouts
like,
to Verb.
quit banging with, because it says like some claiming mafia, like when you know you're the only famous one, like they only know you know. I was like, what just do like quit banging with Prego, repping pasta. Like, don't get you shot in the slum. I was like, I tried to like frame it the same way, you know what I mean? To give
with Prego, that's hilarious.
To reference that, and then you know because we had the idea, what's the big moment that ends the battle? That's where we kind of came up with the idea of like these short battles, but then they have some moment that ends them. And it was like, man, yeah, they both get snatched out of the fridge, and then you know, Lush is there. And that moment is, you know, obviously it's from and there it is. Audio is Lush from Disaster versus Math right before Diz punches Math.
And you can hear the reaction.
The reaction, yeah, because it's you saying, and there it is. Diz punches him, and the whole crowd like, oh, and that's the reaction you hear here. And it wasn't to like needle or
no.
You know, it wasn't to like needle or be petty or anything. It was just like that's just an icon. Not iconic, but it's an infamous thing to reference in this moment of
like,
towards like if you get it, you know, but also of like this crazy thing happening of them
that ended a battle,
that ended a battle abruptly. You know what I mean? It's kind of the fridge equivalent of that.
And you were like cramming all these because there was like you didn't know if you had plans for another one, but you didn't know if this was going to be a one-off or what.
Right.
So let's cram all of the nostalgic battle references we possibly can into one in case, you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to fuck her again, so I got to make sure I
got to perform.
Yeah, exactly. I got to make her nut.
Yeah, and and that was the beginning of the way that happened, you know, like it wasn't for a whole other year that we were able to do Dog vs. Cat, you know, animators working on a new show, doing like Big Mouth at the time. Just got hired on, and animation's time consuming. The production's expensive.
Yeah.
You know, some people will stream a lot of animation using Flash and all these things, but it's like a lot of these scenes be like hand drawn. They'd be like you know, different elements to it, and everyone's like, where's Rap Off been? I'm like, yo, when we set out to do the first one, like with the animator is basically on a basis of like, let's try this out, and he's like, I'm super down, you know, let's make it work, but I don't want to commit to multiple. Let's see how long this actually takes.
Yeah.
And then after that,
this is the type of thing that
like,
he gets paid off.
yeah, that he does
Substantial amount of money.
Exactly. I mean, animation, like, you know, industry standard is like up to like 20 plus K a minute for 1 minute of animation, let alone all the other production costs of sound and voice acting, all those things, and writing. No, just the animation process could be, you know, 20,000. It could be way more than that too, but like we're talking general standards is like around there. So, you know, we had to figure out a way to make it work for the second one. It was under like different circumstances or whatever, but we finally got around to being able to drop the second one and kind of went into it like dog versus cat, the next iconic rivalry. Because from the beginning too, I didn't want to be lyrical sausage party. I'm like, this isn't all in the fridge. I thought of that, you know, before Ketchup Mustard this isn't just the fridge. It's why we had on a list, we had dog versus cat, we had Apple versus Android, and God, we might even have like Russian flag versus American flag, you know, just a spitball brainstorm of ideas.
That would have been
like, this needs to be a whole world, anthropomorphic world, that it's like anything non-human can have like voices in this, you know? So I was like, yeah, the second one, we don't go back to the fridge. We introduce the animal side of this and go with dog versus cat. And I realized it was super dope to have, I mean, and amazing, and Hollow continues to voice dog, but Kay hadn't, I don't think, or just was starting to establish himself as the dog. But that was like not as prevalent as it is now at that time. So it's like,
yeah, he had already been calling himself the dog.
Yeah, but it hadn't really, like, you know, it had to start around that time, you know, it hadn't really caught where everyone just referred to it.
It wasn't TDSA.
Yeah, exactly.
The dog.
So like afterwards, we were definitely like, damn, when it came out, we're like, missed the opportunity there, but we're gonna get Kay involved for sure, and having the Diddy dog, like we had casting Hollow as dog, and cat. Come on, who else are you gonna have? You gotta have Carter Deans as the cat dog. Yeah. And another element of even making sure that it was Hollow as dog, I was like, bro, make in this. Where in the world are you gonna? This is Hollow. We're making Hollow versus Carter Deans happen, and this is pre-King of the Dot tournament Carter. Yeah. This is like Carter at his peak. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like to make Hollow versus Carter Deans happen is iconic. We got even if it's in cartoon form as these characters. So yeah, and I'm like, I told Lush from the gate, I'm like, you should host again as another character, but like same voice, same everything. I'm like, that's just a funny ass thing that multiple characters have like the same voice, but and are hosted by like, you know, the most iconic host in battle rap. Period. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah! All right, let's get into it. Wrap off dog versus cat, the second cartoon. Let's go. Voiced by Hollow and Carter Deans. I don't know why I think that's so funny.
Also, so like the animation happened later, and he just freestyled that of like outside in back alley behind Sal's Delicatessen.
Yeah.
So then he like animated Sal's Delicatessen into it, you know.
It's because Salazar, you feel me?
You already know what it is. It's your player partner, Pimpin' Pigeon. Dropping on the game from a bird's eye view, straight up out the dumpster with the bird's eye swoop. We live from the turf, in the back alley behind Sal's Delicatessen. Ooh, the rap-off battle league returns with a polarizing species clash, guaranteed to ruffle the...
I've had people tell me that, like, their child's, like, they're like 2-year-old kid's favorite cartoon character is Pimpin' Pigeon. Like,
so funny. Yeah,
it's like it gets deep.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely several battle fans have been like, my kid loves the cartoons. Like even Bo, my partner, and other people sent me videos of like them like ketchup versus mustard. I just want to watch that. And what I like about this one too that you'll notice is that there was more like ketchup versus mustard. Like Drace did that. I think the credits are there. He got help with like backgrounds and stuff. But this one, there was more of a budget and like had a team with them. And so like even this shot, I feel like is more.
Look how dark it is. It's like noir as fuck.
Yeah,
totally. And it's like double indemnity.
His like the like shadowing and everything. It's like more.
It's very Tim Burton-esque
or something. You know what I mean? Which I always loved the way Dark came out for that. Oh yeah, but this, I love your delivery on the feathers of the...
Battle League returns with a polarizing species clash, guaranteed to ruffle the feathers of the entire animal kingdom. These two known beasts in the game need no further introduction. On my left wing side...
You know who it is, fresh out the pound, it's going down. We don't get our tails clipped because we ain't telling shit. It's the dog, yeah?
And on the right wing side, who is you?
All these copycats trying to copy cats. Shout out Humane Society. Go cop a cat. Meow, we're ready.
Round one.
So, me, Hollow, and Carter like wrote this all like in 2 sessions or whatever, but in my living room. Like it wasn't like, you know, one-on-one sessions or you bring your verse or like, so it was just an interesting, you know, meeting of the minds, like us three, you know, and then like with me,
you're somewhere in between.
Like the happy medium. And what's funny, even from the like, you know, creator side of it or whatever, was noticing that there's certain things, it's not just about the bars in the cartoon. Like there's not a whole episode happening, but there's a general storyline and flow that it's like I have to make sure comes across, and in the way of certain content that might be a better bar, but the way that it fits with the way Cat responds, like there's a lot of curation in that. Totally. And what I noticed is like Hollow, to me, I'm like, this is the goat in front of me. Like it's Hollow, and having to be like, nah, I don't think you should do that. I remember in the moment having to check myself of like, nah, like you trust yourself, you got the vision, like we need to make sure this is right, and having to be like, all right, so let's not do it like that, but let's do it like this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And with Carter, I'm like, fuck no, do it like this. You know?
Well, it reminds me of that one skit that Frack has when Hollow's like, yeah, you know, like it reminds me of like, you know, my whole family got killed and all this, and I'm in the Bronx, and all I had was battle rap. And he's like, yeah, but back to my thing.
yeah, it was just like that. For sure.
And yes, to reiterate, the Pimpin' Pigeon and Baking Soda both habitually get the sides wrong, and it is a running joke.
It's true. So yeah, it was just an interesting dynamic, but it was great. It was really dope. I still have Carter's, like, he left his, like, notebook. Oh, shit. And he came with cat bars and, like, idioms.
I
and,
love
like,
also
things.
the type of cat that y'all chose to go with.
It's like a fluffy Persian cat.
From the gate, I, like, Googled cats and was going through images of, like, well before we wrote, where I was like, what kind of... I want to pick the characters ahead of time, so when we're writing, we can, like, think from... And I was like, it's gotta be one of those mustache looking ass cats, you know?
Which, oddly enough,
and I like printed a picture and it looks just like.
It'd be very unlikely to see, those are like bougie cats.
Yeah, totally.
It'd be very unlikely to see a homeless cat like that.
There was a storyline, which now I think we reversed it into the show, the show we're developing, but there was a storyline initially that was going to be that Dog was a show dog, but hung out with the Pitts and Dobermans.
He looks like that.
Snuck out to do that, and like it was a secret that he was like an award-winning show dog, and that Cat was gonna expose it during the battle of like he's a show dog, and like pull out footage, and then there was gonna be a moment of like, oh, thanks for not doing that, like where they connected, and that's actually where the scene of them after the credits of them smoking comes from, was that kind of train of thought or whatever, but.
That's fucking deep.
I think we've reversed that for the show.
Hey, but you see who really runs these streets, bro. Look how deep the pigeons are, bro. Pigeon
Pigeon Gang
in this bitch.
Yeah, definitely Pigeon Gang runs this shit for sure.
Society, go cop a cat. Meow, copycats trying to copy cats. Shout out Humane Society, go cop a cat. Meow, we're ready.
Round one.
I said, my pet peeve is to have all the hoes petting me. That's why I'm at the top of the food chain. I'm short as pedigree. You probably went to obedience school.
Pedigree and this pedigree? On top of the food chain? I'm sure this pedigree? Come on, man.
I'm at the top of the food chain. I'm short as pedigree. You probably went to obedience school and got a pet degree. Pussy.
For those who don't know, he got the damn guy from Grizzle 2.
Yeah, we took it, I think, from
Inez versus.
Well, I think we actually ended up. Well, I don't know. We have different reactions that all the sound crowd reactions for these first two were taken from real battles, but there's a few different ones. And one of them I remember because we had to like cut off something Thesaurus said was Thesaurus versus Real Deal. Some like clean, damn and shit or whatever that we.
Shouts to the homie Philadelphia, aka the damn guy.
Yeah, man. I just saw him in Atlanta.
Yeah, we gotta get him in to do some custom voice acting moving forward, man.
He would deliver.
Yeah, I bet.
What's your life like? Seeing a car roll over your homie Rover. What's your life like? Owner throwing you chicken bones and it's fucking your throat up. What's your life like? Cat, you're literally trash. This a walk in the park. I got this shit in the bag.
So, Cat, you're literally trash. Cat litter. But then, the what's your life like we, most of us know, but to even break that down is another battle rap Easter egg, which is a
Shotgun Suge.
Homage to Shotgun Suge, and that's like his his showtime or his slogan.
Lifelike gang.
Yeah, exactly.
Lifelike gang.
Yeah, what's your life like? And talking about the dog struggles, owner throwing. Watching a car run over your homie Rover. What's your life like? Owner feeding you chicken bones and it's fucking your throat up. So
like
funny.
Owner throwing you chicken bones and it's fucking your throat up. What?
It's even funnier considering the backstory you just gave. Like it's a fabricated.
I love this angle too because this is the battle rap angle where it's like them talking over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And Dog just goes hella in with it where he's like pushing Cat.
What's your life like? Cat, you're literally trash. This a walk in the park. I got this shit in the bag.
What's my life like? Trolling police dogs. What you know about struggle? My homie's been declawed. Catch a straight for rolling with street dogs. Only time he's strapped is when he's obeying the leash laws. I seen him rolling with dog catchers. That's the life he living. No joke, grown folks. I ain't kidding. Hit him with the pound. I ain't talking time in prison, but this guy is snitching. When times get rough, Dog starts talking like Brian Griffin.
He returned the aggression, then hit him with the little tail in the face.
The squeak is amazing, though.
Yeah. Because I wanted to make sure I feel like, the kidding isn't the most complex wordplay, but watching it just seemed, because we did that last minute. I was like, let's add a kitten little there, just to bring home grown folks. I ain't kidding,
The squeak.
And when we're actually recording this, it was one thing when I get battlers involved, my whole thing is having them in the room writing and all that, but also it's I'm picking people whose voice I can see for the character, and I remember there being moments of even telling Hollow and Carter act less. I want you know what I mean? Not you trying to be a voice actor or a character. The animation is gonna do that work. You know what I mean? You guys have a great voice. I'm Hollow, don't.
Hollow's really funny too.
Yeah. I'm bro, you being you, even just unanimated, like when I say animated, like just how you would be at the most extreme parts of a real battle. That's the energy we want. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And they killed it when they're like, oh, yep, that makes sense, and absolutely killed it.
Caddy, huh? Dog starts talking like Brian Griffin. Being caddy, huh? That's your plan of attack?
My girl always laughs at that line specifically. Like, that's that's my favorite line. Being caddy, huh? Like the way
Very hollow.
Yeah, it's the way he says it. Yeah, caddy. Hey, a bed. Oh, ready for bed.
Being caddy, huh? That's your plan of attack? Wait, let's look at your man in the back. How you dissing me when your man's is an actual rat?
The rat.
That rat was.
It's an actual rat.
The rat has a wire. That's
Yeah.
That's so
And he's like, I ain't no rat. I ain't no rat.
If this was now, he'd for sure have rainbow hair.
Yeah. This was, and that's hollow too. Word to mother, man. I was like getting just I'll get ad-libs from them and I'm like, oh, if there's random moments we can put in, and I was like, oh yeah, the I ain't no rat. I was like, I could do it, or he's like, here, I'll do it, and he's like, I ain't no rat. And that's like the orange juice cameo kind of.
Yeah. That is. Why is that?
I'm shooting, dog. I'll air bud. Even Clifford and Beethoven can get it. Bullets like dog ears. I got one for all 7. Your buddy Rover got ran over. You watched his owner neglect him. I got my paws on a weapon like we gonna see if all dogs go to heaven.
I have my dog.
See, look, Hollow already mentioned Rover, and Rover passing, like watching you know.
It's a freestyle.
Homie,
I think he morphed it.
I think he transmogrified that into he set the tone, and then for him. And it's one of those things where if it was reverse order, you know, if Dog had won the coin toss or whatever, gone after Cat, then he could have, you know, he said like, oh, you want to talk about Rover? He got ran over.
It's because they're both because they're both such good freestylers, are gonna reference each other's material. You're gonna see that congruency regardless.
Classic free. I mean, Dog and Cat have always been. They come from the freestyle era.
They're from that cloth.
Yeah.
From that
A weapon like we gon'
before leash laws. And all that.
see if all dogs go to heaven.
I have my dogs on your roof like Snoopy on your crib and pop out of nowhere with them infrareds like woof. There it is.
And there it is, sort of big moment to end it, you know.
So I think, like, with that being said, it's clear that Dog took that battle. I mean, like.
So Dog too, if you look at Dog's strengths, it's a lot like Hollow's, where it's like he did the thing in the back, like using the crowd against him, and then also was like. Because a lot of Hollow's lines in battles will be hit, like even, you know, he's like showed me his bars for opponents beforehand, and there's stuff he'll skip, like, this part it's like performance based, you know, like I can't, you know, you won't get this, you know, this will be in the moment. That is like one of those situations of like, he's not gonna be like, I'm gonna pull out a laser pointer and do this. That's something where Hollow would just be like, and you'll see I'm gonna end it with some performance shit, you know? I mean, absolutely. He knew that it would cause pandemonium, you know, and that's another example of Hollow that did it a Dog. Poking a hole in his opponent's armor, you know, knowing that they're gonna react like this if we pull out, and it's a way of pulling out the laser. You know?
It's creating a moment. It's strategy. It's like to me, I go back and forth between Hitman, Holla, and Dog when it comes to the best performers in battle rap. Like,
top 2 for sure. Yeah, twerking is, you know,
twerk
or Dog. I don't know.
Yeah. Another voice that we've talked, he's reached out after this battle and was like, yo, what's up with a character?
Let's go.
So definitely have to make that happen as well.
Snoop Doggy Dogg. Bow wow wow.
That too was actually unplanned. We came up with the idea of all this storyline throughout, but that specifically was just hollow on the mic, like
Yeah,
while we're just pressing record, but we're like not, that wasn't written or anything. He's just chilling on the mic and we just happen to be recording, and he's just like Snoop Dogg, bow wow, wow, and we were dying. And then later when we were like doing all this, I'm like, bro, we gotta just use this random clip of Hip Hollow like singing that. And I was like, just put it at the end, like after the credits. And then I didn't even know that Andres was gonna animate it. You know, like I was like, oh, that'll just be funny audio while the credits. And
like
then he actually,
under the logo or something.
And then he actually animated it. I was like,
super fire.
Yeah.
So you only have 30 minutes before you got a jet. So do you want to do this last battle, because there's probably a lot you want to talk about in this battle.
It's true. But we can't. Let's just we'll just keep it a little briefer. But we gotta go in order. I want to watch. The next one is so iconic for us in bucket list, the Mustard freestyle. We got it, less than 2 minutes. So then there's obviously a couple years. We just put out Mustard recently. Dog vs. Cat was 2019. We put out Mustard this year, 2022, like March or something, I think.
But like you said, you were doing a bunch of cartoons in the meantime, in between time.
Yes, exactly. We're working, doing all that, and in that meantime,
and developing the rap off
with the like major studio and stuff, where we, amicably split from that situation. And then it was like, how do we kick this whole idea off? Okay, we're going into Web3. We're gonna do Bored Ape vs. CryptoPunk. We're gonna do this, but we can't start with Bored Ape vs. CryptoPunk. We need to start with a familiar character. But I don't want to do, Mustard versus Ketchup rematch. I'm like, let's take Mustard. I never wanted to voice Mustard long term, especially my voice was a little different that day, even though we pitched it up. I'm not a voice actor. I don't want to like fake kind of an East Coastish accent, and I always wanted to recast them down the line. And I was like, one of the most iconic voices. I just randomly reached out to Method Man, and that fool is the GOAT, man. He's such a supporter of the culture. And
coolest dude ever.
And he was 100% on board and absolutely killed this freestyle. Like, we sent him this shit and he flamed it down and we chopped it up. He's like, I love this. This is amazing. Like, it's inspiring. Like, we connected. It's so fucking sick. That's and so awesome. To be able to also, like, Nems is rightfully so, just blowing up, don't ever disrespect me. Bing, everybody says Bing Bong. Bored Ape Yacht Club has emotes on their Discord that's Bing Bong.
I think a lot of people didn't know, even within battle rap culture nowadays, don't know that he's like an OG battle rapper.
When he got announced about Head Eyes, people were like, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we had developed this character already with the show. So with the show, there's a series of characters that are like guide characters. So I'm like, we need bloggers and radio DJs and personalities. I'm like, we need like almost like a funk flex type character. And we're like, me and Dres were brainstorming and actually Twist as well. And I think me and Twist actually brainstormed like, what if it's a Tim boot? You know what I mean?
So funny.
And,
easy call.
And then Andres made it. He's like, no, it's got to be 2 Tim boots and with one face.
The Yudders.
Like, what? And then
the Yudders.
What is the
Yudders? Be the Yudders.
And he showed me the design, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. And that was like half a year to a year ago. And then when it comes time, like, okay, we're actually doing this rap off shit. I was like, who should we cast as Tims? I had already had the character designed and named Tims. And we're like, I was thinking about it and I scrolled Pat because I followed Nims and watching his Don't Ever Disrespect Me clowning people on the street. And I'm like, Nims, and he was like, I'm with it, let's do it.
So dope. Nims and
we
Method
went to work.
Man. Crazy, dude.
Yeah, produced by my boy Stewie, aka Solomon.
Solomon made this beat?
It's my boy Stewie from Portland. He's an incredible producer.
Did they wind up selecting that beat out of like a few different beats, or
I picked this beat. I was just like, this is the beat. Like, I went through hell of, and I'm like, I can just hear it.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a Tikal.
I was like, this we got.
Sounds like a Tikal 2000 beat.
Yeah, and that's one of my like first CDs I ever owned.
Right.
And I was a meth fan before I was a Wu fan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, bing bong, welcome to Your Life Radio. We got Mustard in the building. You ready?
Say less. Mustard, aka French's Montana.
Better have some balls.
Ain't no arguing, I got bars for him. Hollering free butter, you butter free like margarine. Money on his books until butter in the streets. You know it's a hit when you got mustard on the beat, ho. Off top sauce, a hot dog, the beef, Frank ketchup. We ain't in the same ballpark.
Where on the list though is Method Man of the best flow of all time? Like,
Jesus.
I mean, flowing and voice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I said this before.
It's like
if
Big,
you see featuring
Meth,
Method
Mos
Man
Def,
or
like
just that he's on a song, like you can pretty much bet, you know, be safe in betting a large sums of money. It's gonna be the best verse on most songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
One
good.
of the GOATs for sure.
Hot dog, the beef, Frank ketchup. We ain't in the same ballpark. The ball wildin'. You done woke up and chose violence. Keep a small circle around the star. Stone Island. Yeah, already know what's the deal. That's $100 million budget versus a low budget film. Cold clutch is still French Prince on a burner. It'll throw stuff at will. You get that old Uncle Phil. Yeah. If you can't relate to the talk, you have to table your thoughts.
Fresh Prince on this is versus a low budget film. Cold clutching still. Fresh Prince on the burner, it'll throw stuff at will, like, you know, at will, like, oh, I'm shooting at will, but it'll throw stuff at will like the old Uncle Phil.
Crazy.
What?
Crazy.
That's crazy. That
Give him a
is
hug.
crazy.
I also like how Mustard got like bigger too. It seems like he just got like bigger.
He's been working out.
He's been
Meth
training
is-
and meth's on his fitness journey. You know what I mean?
He's possibly juicing.
I think he is vegan. You know what I'm saying? Plant-based.
Low budget film. Cold clutch is still Fresh Prince on a burner. It'll throw stuff at will. You get that old Uncle Phil. Yeah. If you can't relate to the talk, you have to table your thoughts. These rappers labeled a fraud. Killer snatch your plate. You can't escape from New York when you get peppered with bullets. It's aggravated assault. Yeah. Been the rules. Feed my dogs. I've been a fool. Been the dude. Homie, I spit blows and in your food. There's a killer loop.
Yo, I didn't even catch this at first.
So,
right here.
Been the rules. Feed my dogs. I've been a fool.
Feed my dogs. I've been a fool. I didn't catch this. Like, somebody pointed this out to me, maybe in a comment or whatever. But Beneful is a dog food brand. Beneful, Beneful or whatever. I think it's the shit. And so he's been a fool. Feed my dogs. I've been a fool. And been a fool. I was like, yo, and that's just like a tucked little wordplay that I didn't catch till somebody pointed it out to me. I had to text him like, bro, I didn't even catch this. And then he's like, yeah, my wife gave me that bar. I was like, that's wild.
So good.
Been the rules, feed my dogs, I've been a fool. Been the dude, homie, I spit blows and in your food. There's a killer loose, y'all ain't gotta figure who. Colonel Mustard's in the booth and I get it, so get a clue.
Hey yo, you wildin', homie. Don't ever disrespect me looking like SpongeBob, sounding like the Johnny Blaze, you heard? You grew hair on your chest?
A lot of the comments in Ketchup vs. Mustard, especially the thumbnail, always said that it's like, this looks like SpongeBob versus Patrick. And so I was like, Mustard and SpongeBob looks funny. So I'm like, that's a funny thing for him to say, looking like.
Respect me looking like SpongeBob, sounding like the Johnny Blaze, you heard? You grew hair on your chest, your voice is mad deeper, homie, this up.
It's the Mandela effect, B.
Yo, you ain't ape shit on that though.
Hey yo, who the is that?
So that was like our transition. We're like, we're gonna start with a familiar character, and then we have it voiced by an icon, and then introduce. This will be an Easter egg for Web 3 of like a Bored Ape, you know, Safari Rari cameo, and at the end. And
it was like Safari Rari's like literally looks. He's got the leopard print. He's not your typical ape.
Yeah, exactly. He's different. You know what I mean? Safari.
He pulls up to the scene with the ceiling missing, like,
and he's got them shades too.
He's different.
Yeah. And yeah, Avo did the like epic thing in the outro. It's like, this is our introducing us going into the metaverse, you know what I mean? And laying the foundation for Bored Ape versus CryptoPunk. But Mustard being voiced by Method Man, I mean, bruh.
So awesome.
Look.
So fucking awesome.
Mustard's not a character that's going anywhere, let's put it that way, and I don't want to recash, you feel me?
It's also crazy that people, like, the views you see on these are very misleading because all of them have gone so viral on Twitter and Instagram and just other social media platforms.
There's like posts that
really have like
7 million, 4 million here. Like Unilad posted and has like 5 million here. Like, you know, it's doing numbers across the board.
So seeing it with like, you know, Bored Ape versus CryptoPunk was 60,000, which is dope. That's like,
and the Twitter one has crazy.
That's a drop in the bucket compared to what it really has.
Yeah, exactly. So, boom, this is Bored Ape versus CryptoPunk, and the gist of it is that coming into the Web3 space, it's like if we're gonna have any two characters go against each other, the most, you know, biggest projects in the space is Bored Ape versus CryptoPunk. And the difference between them that we touch on in the battles to give some background are that CryptoPunk is like the first, arguably,
it was like the first
like
series.
PFP project. That's 10,000 of them profile pictures is what PFP means, and each one of them uniquely generate with different traits or whatever. And it was like the first of its kind in like 2017 or something, and it wasn't like a huge thing, you know. It's something that was like below the radar, low key, you know, or in a very niche space until last year, you know what I mean? The space is new. And so the CryptoPunks are on this pedestal because of the historical significance, right? Bored Ape drops last year, and what Bored Ape did is introduce, at least popularize and innovate the idea of community. So yeah, we're doing 10,000 of these Bored Apes, but these pieces of art that you can own that are all one of one are going to be your ticket into this world. Where we throw parties and little babies performing, and
because there was no utility with the CryptoPunks.
Yeah, CryptoPunks is no like, you know, thing that benefit that you get. You own this crazy historical piece of, you know, history or whatever in Web3. But then Bored Ape introduced like utility and community of like, this is your ticket in. If you own this, it's gonna unlock this, this, and this. This is how you get in. And then that kind of revolutionized the space. And so operating from that was kind of where the sort of main platform differences between the two that we wanted to touch on the most going into this battle.
So I am disco ballin'.
Pigeon had to be back with his squad, you know what I mean? But I'm like, who else are we gonna have host? You got a Bored Ape, that's Apes, Animal Kingdom. Okay, we have Pigeon hosting.
The easiest
of those. At the BAYC Tiki Lounge.
So I am disco ballin', flu flaring and flying away with your crypto wallet. It's your player partner, Pimpin' Pigeon. From Fridge to Alley to the Metaverse.
I love that. But like crypto is being referenced in the same like sentence as flu flaming. Like, flu flaming and flying away with your crypto wallet.
So also, Lush is always animated like insane. Like when he's doing the intro, Ken Dog, he's like flying up and like garbage is spilling from the sky.
There's like condoms and lean spilling when he flies in.
So I am disco ballin', flu flaring and flying away with your crypto wallet. It's your player partner, Pimpin' Pigeon. From Fridge to Alley to the Metaverse, the rap-offs bite. I don't know what the hell an NFT is, but they're expensive. And I like that. This battle decides whose really idea is.
It was like all it's like callbacks, like all the characters from all the rap off.
You got Dog, you got Cat, you got
the
Ketchup, Mustard, the Pigeon Squad. And then you got Tim's in the background. You're gonna be like Bing Bong. He's back like on the bar or whatever in the back left
Lettuce
behind.
somewhere.
Yeah. Lettuce is like deep right. You can't see right now. And that was the thing, right? There's no rules in Rap Off Universe. Like think about it. ketchup and mustard are in a fridge this big and get snatched out of the fridge. Now they're like full size in this because
cartoons,
we have exactly. We can do whatever we want.
Hunter McClendon just made a great point. Pimpin' Pigeon. No, is it him? No, my bad. Onyx. If there's a pimpin' pigeon, then naturally there's a prostituting pigeon, right? So we might need to have some hoes on deck.
Some sex workers.
Yeah.
Some empowered sex workers.
Exactly, good for them.
But they're expensive first. The rap-offs bite. I don't know what the hell an NFT is, but they're expensive. And I like that. This battle decides who's really out here fungible and who's not. From the Bored Ape Yacht Club, we got Safari Rari versus Crypto Punk.
Also, something to this frame, like to contextualize it too. Like, so Andres didn't do like the animation on this. You know, he's like working on top secret, crazy, huge movie, right? But where I'm like, we can't not have you involved. So he's like on like doing some character design sketches and redraws and like as a supervising producer. But we're working with a new company, you know, animation company, the same one that we worked with on all those other like the political cartoons with Rhyme Combinator. Shout out Lou Garou. But that we tasked them with a really difficult job of saying, hey, learn all the nuances of the wrap-off animation style that isn't your style. Learn how he does it, and also learn the nuances of like battle rap in general. And also now take the style that you're not fully familiar with of animation and incorporate two other complete different styles, one that's 8-bit, and then this Bored Ape, because this isn't how the real, you know, NFTs look, but I'm like, and now filter that all into one place in the rap-off universe, you know, and they absolutely killed it.
It works.
But it was like such a crazy act.
You would think that Andres did it, you feel me? Look at
I thought he did.
Oh yeah, we definitely like, you know, he was very involved and still is of like, no, we need to do it like this, and you know, we get the animation files when we get animatics and we get these things, and we both go through, and he's like, what if we did it, this reaction was like this, and doing little redraws of like sketches and then handing it back, you know, he's definitely overseeing everything to make sure that, because that's the thing that I've had to break down, you know, to new people and who might not be versed in hip hop and especially in battle rap, of like, look, nothing about the animation or anything, like we're not parodying rap and we're not parodying battle rap. This isn't meant to like be like exploitative or like have the joke be on the rapping, you know, the characters are ridiculous enough to be funny, and actually what's funnier is the more serious and accurate it is, the funnier it is because of how ridiculous the circumstances are, you know what I mean? And so that's like something with the writing and with the animation that I'm like, as serious as it is, the better.
And that's why I like it, you know, like I'm not really into things that make jest of rapping and like hip hop. Like, it's a big joke, and like 9 times out of 10, it's normally done by people that aren't of the culture. That's like the nicest way I could say it without like being controversial. But y'all know, fill in the blanks. The guests. You feel me? Like
100%. So, I was like, this, you know, aside from coming into a new space of Web3, something that's important to me is always involving people that are in this, in the culture, in the writer's room, voice acting, and always being as true to the cloth as possible, letting the animation and the circumstance do the work. That's the funny shit, but it's gotta be real bars. When we're writing, it can't be some like corny shit, you know what I mean? Totally. That's the magic of rap off, I think, as opposed to maybe other sort of like
parody stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Safari Rari.
And of course, to have B-Dot voice Crypto Punk, me voice Safari Rari, the Bored Ape, like, I mean, you can't go wrong with B-Dot especially.
Crypto punk.
Pippin' Pigeon hit my phone like there isn't room for the two of y'all. We need balance. Follow the innovators, not the imitators. You G League talent. We paved the way so y'all can make a name. And now your team seem valid, but you wouldn't have shit on the punk movement if you was G.G. Allen.
Yeah.
Fire.
G.G. Allen.
G.G. Allen would shit on stage. Punk rocker.
Yeah. And again, so this is CryptoPunk is who B-Dot is referencing, obviously the 8, and he's like bringing up the historical significance of like, we paved the way. Like we've been here for 4 years before y'all were even thought of, you know what I'm saying? And I always thought if we were gonna name the CryptoPunk something other than CryptoPunk, that B.ETH would be funny, because like an ENS address, it's like the new domain, and it's basically like a place on the blockchain. It's your wallet address where you keep your NFTs, where you can keep all these things, and it always ends in .eth. So like that's why my nickname on Twitter is like ILLMAC.eth, because I own that ENS address,
which is not easy to get. Or I guess like
so then
people don't have it yet. It's like
it's like domains. People can snatch it up.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that'd be funny, like B.ETH. You know, it's a little
valid, but you wouldn't have shit on the punk movement if you was G.G. Allen.
Yeah, y'all paved the way, but the tables turn. You coasting off history. We put in major work. Have some humility. Axie's infinity. This a game you gotta play to earn. And
real quick, so the one thing we did in this writing process, we scrapped a lot of shit because we had a lot of super inside stuff, and it was the same thing of balancing. We need to balance things that our rap off audience will understand, but that line we really were like, this is the most inside reference I think in the whole battle, and maybe the only line that if you don't get it, that punchline is just past you. Other ones still will have a gun bar layered into it, so it's like, oh, I might not get what the other entendrical part of it is, but we were like, no, we need to keep it because he's speaking to like the rebuttal of y'all paved the way, but like we came with community, utility, all these things. And Axie's, there's a whole genre of games called play to earn games. And what happens is you basically are like unlocking or finding or mining like, you know, NFTs in the game, and you're like unlocking different things. It's like unlocking skins in Warzone or camos, and but then you can actually take them and sell them and go put them on the marketplace. So those are called play to earn games, and the biggest one like in the space,
and
you know,
for that to be the only super
Infinity.
like insular reference is pretty impressive.
And also it's kind of dope because it's all really educational. This whole battle is super educational,
totally
and like it wasn't like one of the original concepts of cryptocurrency was currency for video games. Like that was like in the inception of it, so it's kind of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Fortnite, it's like you got V-Bucks.
Yeah.
Like, that's like you know, like that's like crypto. You know, it's like not USD, and you're like spending it in game, and there's a marketplace and all these things. So, but yeah, that's like probably the most intensive inside shit.
Like to rain V-Bucks on that.
Humility. Axie's infinity. This a game you gotta play to earn. In layman's terms, we made a better movement. We got community, utility, even raised the resolution. So it's ironic they put this ape against the human. Since they were first, this ape reversed the blockchain of evolution.
I came to stage of execute.
Shout out Thesaurus on that. Before we even started, Thesaurus is in the writer's room. Me, Thesaurus, Frack, and Eddie I like wrote the battle. And Thesaurus, like before we actually had when I was just like, hey, do you want to work on this? And before we had a writer's room session, he like texted me. I was in the studio, and that was like the first bar. He texted me, and I'm not sure if he had ape against a human or not, that rhyme, but he said, he might have, but he definitely said, reverse the blockchain evolution. And I'm like, the blockchain I'm like, oh my god, like you're fucking that's amazing, you know what I mean? The story poet, baby. Story poet.
Since they were first, this ape reversed the blockchain of evolution.
I think he did have the rhyme actually. He sent me ape against the human in blockchain evolution. I'm like, oh, we're We're coming in hot.
Yeah,
we're coming in hot. Baby.
Executions. They were first. This ape reversed the blockchain of evolution.
I came to stage of execution. Y'all ain't f***ing with the top dogs. We the Beatles of this shit. Funny cause the monkeys are a knockoff. With a dream coming true. Bet our whole style. Lucky me, lucky you. A tale old as time. Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey bars?
So throughout it, that's what we went back and we rewrote a bunch of stuff. And I was like, let's go off things that anyone watching will get. And it's like, oh, let's add some like monkey bars and different wordplay. Like, let's add some more gun bars and take out.
I like how you had them finish the monkey scene, like
so
the audience finished that.
This was the first time that we, like me, Lush, and Pass did like 2 takes or something where we just played the audio of the battle from the start and reacted like a battle crowd.
And Chase.
And that's what I meant. Me, you, and Chase. Yeah, my fault. And so we do that like custom throughout, but we also still, like the other ones, have battle reactions. Like,
and then there's the
Marcos and the Dan guy.
Pippin Pigeon will have his own track. Like
Yeah, Pippin Pigeon has his own reactions that are pitched up. We have the crowd ones because now it's. And we did that on the next one, Peanut Butter vs. Jelly as well, where it's like, okay, this is what
I wonder, like, do you think everyone knows that like the Monkees were like a fake knockoff version of the Beatles? There's like a band in the 60s.
I don't know if it's, that's even why I was looking at you, like if you wanted to break that down.
Yeah, so Davy Jones and the Monkees. It was like this, it was like a whole, it was kind of a joke, but they were an actual band and they actually have some bangers too.
Yeah.
They have some dope songs, but they were like, they had a whole TV series. It was like, and hey, we're the Monkees. Like, and it was like this whole thing, but that's what they were like, a play off the Beatles.
I wrote that one specifically, but yeah, exactly. Like the Monkees are a knockoff. I'm like, and they're the Beatles of this shit as far as like, you know, white pop band or whatever. But I'm like, they paved the way for someone like the Monkees. The monkeys, they're not monkeys, they're apes, but that's what you would say in a battle, of course. You know what I mean? So it's like, it lined up perfectly.
A tale old as time. Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey bars? Bitch, this is the yacht club. I'm the Lion King of the genre. Yeah, it's Rafiki, but when you see this monkey with a stick, it's a chopper.
Bitch, if you Rafiki, then this is the saga of Simba and Nala. I'm killing this ape's pride like Scar on the cliff of Mufasa. Bare arms, it's a bear market, how quick that I drop you.
Bullshit, it's a bull market, how I'm lifting the stock up. Listen.
Love all that.
All rebuttaling back and forth. When we wrote it, it was like one long chunk, you know, and it wasn't as back and forth. But then we did that thing where we're like, let's make them trade off.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say this is the best rapping of any of the cartoons,
definitely,
like, by far.
Definitely.
Like,
I remember when I watched it for the first time, I was like, this is fucking amazing.
We're only getting better, and I think Peanut Butter and Jelly is even.
That's my favorite one.
The best one.
Yeah,
we're only getting better. We're hitting a stride. You know what I mean? We have so much.
But this one's super educational. That's what I like about it.
I really liked when we premiered it at the wrap-off event, like looking around at people like, you know, Blimes and Gab are super popular and they have their own established audience and they brought with them. And I'm like, obviously these, you know, the audience might be privy to battle rap, might not, but I was specifically looking at their reactions and they were like laughing and like really enjoying it. And
most of them aren't tapped in because this one girl came up to me after it was like, I really loved, like, you're really great at shouting insults on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, I wasn't fucking battling.
First of all, I'm amazing.
Yeah. Second of all, Second of all, let me cock slap you one time.
That exactly.
But she meant it in a good way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's so much
yelling insults. Fuck you, bitch.
I got you. Yeah, I love the back and forth.
Bitch looked like Martin Short talking about fucking yelling insults.
Oh my god. I
remember one time somebody was like, you film battle rap for a living? Send me a link to one. And I sent this girl like dumbfounded and conceited. And she was like, LOL, I was expecting something else. And I was like, what else were you expecting?
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
She's a body. that whole back and forth is some of my favorite bars. The killing this ape's pride, like Scar on the cliff of Mufasa.
So good.
But also a bear market is like when, you know, the
bear market.
Yeah, bear market is like, you know, when stocks are going down, or it's not a seller's market, and you know,
bull markets when it's rising.
Yeah, exactly. And so
because the bull's horns go up and the bear's claws go down.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm learning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he said bear arms. It's a bear market. How quick did I drop you? Instant rebuttal of being like bullshit. It's a bull market. How I'm lifting the stock up.
Yeah, and all that with like this is the yacht club, and this is the saga of Simba and Nala.
That setup, by the way. Shout out to Soros, the fucking genius, you know what I'm saying? Frack's probably gonna text me after, like, I came up with that, actually. I'll be definitely forgetting some shit. But, nah, like, we were on that Ryan scheme, and the Soros said, this is the saga of Simba and Nala, and I was like, I think I came up with killing this ape's pride, like Scar on the cliff of Mufasa, and there's a hella other shit, like Disney flick, I don't remember. There's a bunch of other rhymes we had on that shit though, that we pared down. But I remember thinking of like, what rhymes with Cliff of Mufasa, and this Photosaurus saying, this is the saga of Simba and Nala, and I'm like, oh my god,
it's perfect. It's there.
Give it up.
Yep.
Your screen isn't glitching. I'll knock the graphics out as 8-bit shitty image. Pixels missing. Secondary market, now we isn't in mid condition.
If there's pixels missing, I'm just saving face. This ain't a game.
That little sound, that was one of those we did it after,
added in
because
post.
The animator like did that. We were like, do something here.
Secondary market,
and we were actually talking about when I punched. Do something with the pixels when he punches or something, but instead he did it when CryptoPunk came back, and I'm like, that's
it makes
perfect.
more sense.
And he says save face. You know, he's like, if there's pixels missing, I'm just saving face. Like, that's
but
crazy.
that secondary market, because it isn't in mint condition, is crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I think that might have been Frack.
Fire.
Yeah.
Picks out his 8-bit shitty image.
It's
Pixels missing. Secondary market, now we isn't in mid condition.
If there's pixels missing, I'm just saving face. This ain't a game. We ain't letting a single ape escape. Think you
I had to be Eddie. It's a gamer bar.
Fire.
You know what I mean? Ape Escape is a video game. If you didn't know, don't ask me what console.
All the writers, Thesaurus, Eddie, and Frack, and you all, and
I'm just saving face.
And you know, B-Dot definitely made it his own too.
Yeah, well, it sounds like B-Dot wrote it.
He altered and made it his own as well too. So definitely
in a game, we ain't letting a single ape escape. Think you high fashion till you in a life jacket. I make it rain, drown you in an open sea. Now you a bathing ape.
Yeah, I'm a
Open Sea is like, you know, the biggest marketplace for NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain, and
it looks like fucking he's wearing bathing ape. Looks like some
the cheetah, the cheetah print low key, like the bait camo.
Right.
So yeah, it's like it's referencing OpenSea, but that's one of those lines you don't have to know that. On OpenSea, and now you a bathing ape is a punchline in itself, but that tie-in is one of those. If you get it,
now me being like somewhat up on game and Web 3.0, this is fucking all amazing.
You feel me?
Jacket, I make it rain, drown you in an open sea. Now you a bathing ape.
Yeah, I'm a bathing ape, cause I got your chick wet as a pool. Treated like a telly, check in and boom, exit by noon. You just jealous, cause the second that you enter the room, you seen her serving a monkey brains like the Temple of Doom.
Yo, don't talk about my girl, dog.
You mad?
If you wanna throw hands, I put Prince on the cheetah.
Nah, I'm a staple in this. This ain't crypto arena. We turn your world up.
They kind of slept on that too. The crowd was sleeping a little bit. This is like
they're not from LA.
They're not from LA. Right after the Staples Center was renamed the Crypto Arena, and we're writing at that time, and so we put it in. What's funny is not only am I voicing, you know, Bored Ape, but when we did the crowd reaction, you hear me go LA shit. in the background. I was like, I did one where I was standing hella far away from the mic too, just to like create depth. You know what I mean? In the reaction. And so after all, I'm like, I'm a staple in this shit. This ain't crypto arena. In the background, I'm on LA shit.
On a cheetah.
Nah, I'm a staple in this. This ain't crypto arena. We turn your world upside down when your floor price was threatened, but you weren't dreaming when you seen us flip your floor like Inception.
Yo,
so when you flip, this is like, we're writing this at the time, CryptoPunks were always, you know, like the floor price is the lowest price that your something in your collection is selling for on the market. And right at this time, Bored Apes flipped CryptoPunks, meaning their floor price became higher than CryptoPunks, which hadn't happened before. You know, it's like the passing of the guard in a way or whatever. And then obviously the scene in the movie Inception when she's learning how to create worlds, like you see the like whole city and the floor, you know, the ground or whatever, like flipping up, going sideways or whatever.
It's like when the PGs started getting more views than King of the Dots battles or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
When they started to get more views, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we get GTA.
More views than grind time. How about that?
Price was threatened, but you weren't dreaming when you arena. We turn your world upside down when your floor price was threatened, but you weren't dreaming when you seen us flip your floor like Inception.
Yo, before the drop Bitcoin, after the drop Ether, before the cut Safari, after the cut Caesar.
Keep going.
Before the cut Caesar.
Yo, is there a story with why Frack looks like that?
So
why is he ginger?
So that shout out my boy Ape Baby. So that's his CryptoPunk.
Okay,
it's an actual CryptoPunk, and we were gonna use that one in it first, and then shout out my boy Thesaurus's boy, who I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if they're
The Uni?
Yeah. So shout out my boy. I was like, I don't know, is this putting a blast or whatever? But so we used his punk instead. But we had this other CryptoPunk, and we were thinking, we made a list, like what iconic battle rap moment, like what are we gonna reference this one? We did the Suge shit, we did the Averb shit. We had a bunch of different ones that we kind of did versions of, but that just weren't quite clicking right. And I'm like, well, we got this other punk, like what if we did, you know, whoever's idea, it might not have been my idea, but we came up with the idea collectively of like, let's do a gun titles type thing. I think that might have been.
Is the B-Dot CryptoPunk, that's not a real CryptoPunk?
That is
a real.
Yes, that is a real CryptoPunk as well. All three of them, all the apes in there, including this one in the background. Shout out my boy Coin Christ, I believe, who's actually also a rap-off fridge collector as well. No, they're all actual punks and apes that we like got permission to use, and we're like, yo, we want to cameo your NFT in the cartoon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so coming up with the idea, let's do the gun title shit. Like that's crazy, and the punks can be going back and forth. It'll be out of nowhere. That'll be its own moment. And to explain it,
Floor
it's
like Inception.
He's like,
yo, before the drop.
So when you drop a collection, that's like you releasing it, obviously, and it's all before the drop. Bitcoin, after the drop, Ether. So Bitcoin being at the time, I think was around like, I don't know, 60 something K. Ethereum sitting around 35 or 3,500. So it's like basically before the drop, Bitcoin up here. After the drop, Ether. You know what I'm saying?
And then, after the drop, Ether. Before the cut, Safari. After the cut, Caesar.
Before the cut, Safari. After the cut, Caesar. Like a Caesar cut, but then also Caesar, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And then this is the meat.
Keep going.
Before the cut, Caesar. After the cut, Kanye. Before the shot, Safari. After the shot, Harambe.
Rest in peace. Shout out gun titles. Someone's sweeping the floor.
So
Someone bought all the
yeah, sweeping the floor is like they were disappearing because they were being bought, and we actually some inside information. We actually had somebody that was gonna do a cameo there, and we are gonna break the fourth wall and have it be real footage, essentially, of somebody buying them on OpenSea to like wrap it up and having a funny joke associated with that. And so that's why the battle, instead of them being snatched out of the fridge, they're being bought and disappearing from, you know, the metaverse, essentially going into being abducted into somebody's wallet, you know?
Yeah.
But even that wordplay that in the second half of the before and afters is before the cut, Caesar. At like the ape, after the cut, Kanye. Remember the interview Drink Champs Kanye with the fucked up like haircut and all this shit? It was like after the cut, Kanye. Before the shot, Safari. After the shot, Harambe. And then it's a rest in peace.
Yeah,
shout out gun titles. And then so that's Bored Ape CryptoPunk. Super hyped with how that came out, and like me and B-Dot have actually done, we got AR filters made of each character, and we've done like little TikToks that like duets with Kato or whatever, some beats he put on TikTok where we both dropped little freestyles leading up to this battle.
Super dope. Yeah, wrap off. It's the league where shit happens.
R.I.P. Harambe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing with Wrap Off that I'm real hyped to further explore, is that there's no rules. We can do whatever we want. We could have basketball, you know, NBA players battle.
The limits your creativity.
Yeah, exactly. We could do, you could see anything, any item, person, animal, object, whatever, battle on NFTs. And Wrap Off.
And it could be voiced by not only your favorite rappers from URL or King of the Dot or RB, GTX, whatever. It could be your favorite rappers from the game.
Yeah.
You know me? Like hip hop.
100%. But yeah, I appreciate
Rapoff.xyz. Go.
Coolest website.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, shout out Watts Brand, my boy Sapient Mike, they absolutely killed it.
I was talking to Diz earlier, he's like, yeah, I spelled fuck you on the fridge.
Yeah, you can spell like fuck you and like dick and like
all the cool words.
Non-fungible.
All the dope words.
Yeah.
And then the Discord, right?
Yeah, discord.gg/rapoff. We actually just did like a community a contest where people drop verses in a bars only channel on our Discord.
Dope.
And we picked a winner and gave them two Wrap Off NFTs. Basically, the Wrap Off NFTs are fridge oriented. It's ketchup, mustard, and butter. Different versions of them. You know, any one that you mint or that you buy on secondary or whatever will be one of one. It'll differ. It might be wearing a tie-dye shirt with a gold tooth and a picnic background, or it might be like a mustard wearing like a Batman outfit with a Wrap Off chain.
It's all different stuff.
It's all different, yeah. But I'm super hyped on it, and we actually did a Spaces too that I think we're gonna do more of, where it's like open cipher. People could come in and drop bars on that.
Dope.
Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
Fuck with us. Fuck with the vision.
Hell yeah, guys. Salute to ILLMAC. Salute to Lush One, GTX, Wrap Off. These guys are doing amazing things over here. And
I like that transatlantic accent for it.
fuck your mother.